Hi, welcome to Yoga Where You're At with Janie. This is going to be a super short video on some exercises, stretches, releases you can practice in order to get more into splits pose. I love splits pose. Somebody asked me today what they need to do to get more into their splits, and I just shared with them what I do almost every morning when I wake up. I add this little series to my routine. So here it is. Start in, let's see, I'll do right side first. Start in a low lunge. So right foot forward and left foot back. Shift a little bit forward and back. So just working towards letting go. So letting go of any tension in hip flexor and hamstrings. So in splits, a few deep breaths. I think breath is key, so breathing deeply just helps me release, really. Back knee down, half splits. Shift your hips back, reach your chest forward, keep lengthening your spine to more release the back of your thigh. Settle in. Your variation might look like this. It might look more like this. Either way is okay. Think of pressing your hips back and your chest forward to help release the back of your thigh, your hamstring. And then from half splits through low lunge to revolved crescent lunge. So lots of variations here too. You can put your forearm, or your upper arm rather, on your thigh, press your hands into each other, play with pressing your feet away from each other or pressing your feet towards each other. You'll just feel different muscles in your legs. You could also have your back knee down. Focus on squaring your hips and twisting from your mid-spine up. I'll take a few deep breaths here. And then from revolved crescent lunge, I go to pyramid pose. So 2 straight legs, equal out the weight between both of your feet. Try to square your hips. Can bring your thumb to your hip crease and guide it a little bit back, or your hand to your low back, your sacrum, to make it even and flat. Try to relax over your front leg. We'll take a few deep breaths here. All right, that feels good to me, but stay as long as you want. Then lift up halfway. Wide-legged forward fold towards the side of your mat. You can wiggle your toes in and your heels out. Give your knees a tiny little bend to flip your sits bones up, your hips up, and then release through your torso, your spine, your neck, and your head. This video is just going to be about splits, but if you're warmed up and practiced, you could move into a headstand here. Just hang out in a wide-legged forward fold to stretch the backs of your legs, to loosen up through your low back. And then inhale, a little halfway lift. Exhale, back to low lunge. Place your hands on either side of your front foot. Come high on your back tiptoes. Press into your hands, straighten your arms. Inhale, sweep your front leg back and up, 3-legged dog. And exhale, scorpion, bend your knee, roll your hip open. You can make some knee circles to move through your hip. Also optional to flip here and press your hips up. So just getting more movement in your hips. Back to three-legged dog if you flipped or if you're in scorpion. And then exhale and slide your front foot all the way through to your level of splits. So it may be something like this. It may be something like half splits like we started with. So that is what I do every morning to keep my hips nice and loose for splits. I'll show it one more time and I'll just do the other side. So starting in a low lunge, shift forward and back. And from there, put your back knee down, half splits. Straighten your front leg by pressing your hips back and reaching your chest forward. So length in your spine. You'll feel more of a release in the back of your leg. Give yourself time to breathe there. Release there. Inhale back to a low lunge. Flatten your front foot. Lift your back knee. Exhale, revolve. Bring your hands to your heart and twist. Or back knee down. Keep your hips square. Twist from your mid back up. Press your hands into each other. Inhale. Exhale, pyramid. Place your hands down and bring your back foot forward enough to put your back heel all the way down. Work towards straightening both of your legs. You could bring your thumb to your hip crease to guide your hip crease back, all in an effort to square through your hips and lay over your front leg. And breathe deeply until you're not really trying. You can just exhale and soften into wherever you're at for pyramid. So no tension, no holding on to your hamstring, no clenching the muscles. Just trying to have big exhales to release. Inhale, little halfway lift. Exhale, wide-legged forward fold. Turn towards the side of your mat, maybe even widen your stance. You can play with your feet out parallel or toes and heels out. I like that. It gives me more release in my low back. It feels like I could release into that pose. And then I move. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, back to low lunge. Place your hands around either side of your front foot. Get high on your back tiptoes. Inhale, sweep your left leg back and up. Exhale, scorpion. Straighten both arms. Make a few circles with your knee. Also option to flip your dog. Press your hips up. Back bends help with splits. Come back to down dog. Actually don't. Lift your leg high. And then exhale to maybe half splits. So you're just stepping your foot more forward, or a more full splits on this side. And each side might be different. Lots of variations in splits too. You can lay over your leg or work towards a long straight spine with your shoulders over your hips. I'm not even there on this side, but working towards it. So let's see if I can take a few deep breaths and get a little more room in my right hip flexor to ease down a little lower. Take a breath in. And that's it. So that's my little splits routine. Try it out for maybe a few weeks. See if you are able to get further into your version of splits. Namaste.